If you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Let me explain. First of all, it's totally free. You heard me, it's free. What's better than that, right? Anchor also makes it easy by providing tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. How convenient is that? Plus, you can grow your brand because when hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on a variety of platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more listening platforms. Best of all, you can make money by growing your listening audience. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast in one place. If you're ready to get started so that your voice can be heard, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
You're listening to Straight Talk with Trevor. Wait, Daddy, are you making any money off of this?
Down to the last of my stash, now it's on. This world ain't gon' really feel me till I'm dead and gone. Take a look into my eyes, realize it's the fire. Touching and I'm clutching any prize I desire. Down to the last of my stash, now it's on. This world ain't gon' really feel me till I'm dead and gone. Take a look into my eyes, realize it's the fire. Touching and I'm clutching any prize I desire. When I'm alone, I be steady chillin', plotting like a villain. Thinking and reminiscing about the life that I've been living. Possessed with premonitions, nevertheless, never slipping. Keep my mind on my mission with instinctive intuition. Blame it on society, I feel like I'm a bust. People often lie to me, there's no one I can trust. Walking with no weapon, second guessing not at all. Rather die where I stand than for y'all to see me crawl. Refuse to be a victim or get caught up by the system. Refuse to lose, treat my moves as smooth as you can pick them. Homicide, genocide, will I fly when I die? Will I burn? Guess I learn when I finally close my eyes. To the last of my stash, now it's on. This world ain't gon' really feel me till I'm dead and gone. Take a look into my eyes, realize it's the fire. Touching and I'm clutching any prize I desire. Down to the last of my stash, now it's on. This world ain't gon' really feel me till I'm dead and gone. Take a look into my eyes, realize it's the fire. Touching and I'm clutching any prize I desire. Living like a leader, every move premeditated. They try to keep me down, but too late I've elevated. Stepping on my toes, you oppose and you finished. Stepping on my foes, may your soul be diminished. Only God understands that's how it needs to be. I've been real to you, but you ain't been too real to me. They tested me, they mess with me, they tell me that I'm tripping. I lose my cool and act a fool, now tell me who's the victim. Don't make me act a fool on your ass. You know how I do, I'ma do it with no mask. You know when I meet you, I'ma greet you with these hands. When you see me coming, don't be running, be a man. Down to the last of my stash, now it's on. This world ain't gon' really feel me till I'm dead and gone. Take a look into my eyes.
What's up, Straight Talk Society? This is your host, Trevor, and I am back with another episode of Straight Talk with Trevor, the podcast where no topic is off limits. And tonight's show is going to be a kind of like a drive-by episode. It's just going to be just a general conversation. I'm about to call my guest up real quick and put him on the hot seat. So I don't really have much by way of announcements. Just I thank you guys for the continuous support on the podcast, because ever since last Friday I announced that we hit 10,000 listens, we are marching. Let's just put it that way. We are marching to that ultimate goal, and I just thank you guys so much for it. So please be sure to like the YouTube page, Straight Talk with Trevor. You'll see condensed versions of the show, little clips and things like that. And also be sure to like us on Facebook at the Straight Talk Society. If you like that Straight Talk with Trevor page, that was hacked, and so I'm not there anymore. So please be sure to like Straight Talk, the Straight Talk Society, like that Facebook page. So, like I say, I don't plan for this to be a long episode tonight. This is just going to be just a general conversation. with a friend of mine. I'm not going to tell you until they pick up the phone. And we're just going to have a little banter back and forth. So grab yourself a drink and let's get ready to talk straight.
Hello.
Hey.
Hey,
Hello.
what's up, man?
Can you hear me?
Ugh. A little robotics, but we'll fight through it.
Oh, I'm Borgen.
A little bit, but what's up?
Oh man, I don't like that. Huh. Hold
Oh, that's
on.
better.
Oh, just better now?
A little bit, just a little bit of bored, but it's probably from what we discussed last time. It's probably me who's Borgen, right?
Oh yeah. Because I remember. Oh yeah. All right. So on the phone, I have Michael. What's going on?
Relaxing, man. No complaints.
Yeah, you're relaxing. All right. So he has one of those rare days off. So we decided to just have a little gentleman conversation. So I want to. We don't really have. We don't have a set schedule of what we're going to talk about. I just want to kind of put you on the hot seat a little bit.
No problem. I got some ice draws.
So I'm just going to fire off a couple of like rapid fire questions to you. First of all, though, I do want to ask you, did you see The Woman King?
Did I see it?
Yeah.
No, stop it.
Okay, hold on. I haven't watched it yet, so we're not talking about the movie or anything like that. What's your thoughts on the title?
I think the title is a little misandrous. Like what, a king and a queen, their meanings. They have, it's akin to women trying to say, "I'm my baby's mom and dad." Like, no, you're not. You're their mom. A mom is a mom and a dad is a dad. A king is a king and a queen is a queen. It usually when people get upset and they say, "Oh, they're pushing it in our face," and they're talking about like a minority trying to, raise themselves up, like, "Oh, they're pushing this agenda." I usually say, "Oh, stop it! It's not that big a deal." But this was a little much. Like, come on, the woman king, stop it. You could
See,
just be the warrior queen. Why
and
can't you be the warrior queen?
which is
Why does it have
exact
to be
which is exactly what I
stop
said.
it.
Like, why couldn't it just be called the warrior queen, or badass woman that kicks everybody ass, or just some shit like that? Any other thing would have been good besides that. But
Yeah, like
I mean,
don't try to take my masculine. A man is a king. That's just what it is.
and I don't understand why people can't see that. Like, I legit have people trying to tell me that I'm reaching, or I'm overdoing it. I'm looking too far into things because I have such a problem with this title. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I said, well, that's the problem. The fact that you think I'm overreacting because a movie came out called The Woman King that's all the problem with everything that's going on right now.
See, my thing is, whenever a minority of any kind starts to get its power, it always goes too far. It always does. When gay people got their rights and their laws, then they started having it was like, hey, we're standing up for ourselves. We're kissing in public. I was like, cool, do your thing. And it's how, you do whatever other people do. Then we're having our parades. I'm like, cool, Jamaicans have parades, do your thing. Then they had the F Jesus and I was like, nah, come on. I understand why you don't like Jesus, but saying F Jesus is going to piss off a large amount of people, and it's going to cause friction that doesn't need to happen. Like it's always just goes too far. And the problem with that, just like wokeness, you see how wokeness has all of a sudden become bad.
Mm-hmm.
The second black people let other people into wokeness, they took it too far, and they always go too far. And then it becomes something for the opposition to rally around. And that's what's happened. Now being woke is not seen as being good. it's seen as being, oh, you're part of the political correctness. Ew, we don't like you. And that's not what it was. When it was just us, it was us realizing what's happening in the world and making sure we're keeping ourselves awake to the bullcrap. But now, woke culture, and if you hear how they talk about it, they're not even talking about us anymore. They're talking about angry, like, liberal white women. No, seriously, like, woke isn't even a black thing anymore. It's just angry little. How did you have you seen the videos where there was a guy who put on a sombrero and like a traditional Mexican garb and went around asking white women, do you have a problem with this? And they're like, yes, you're appropriating their culture and this, that, and they were like upset, screaming at the guy.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, it's hilarious because he leaves them and goes to I guess the Mexican area of California, and he starts asking them, and they're like, nah, man, you look good. And you could tell the Mexicans were looking at him like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot, but whatever. You know, we don't care. We don't care that much. And it's like, bro, you always go as soon as, and I don't want to say them, but it's them. As soon as they join anything, they try to take it over, and then they go too far. They go to, it's like, stop. And that's why woke isn't even black anymore. Woke was a black people. It started with black women, and then it became a black thing. And it's not anymore. It's liberal white women, and we just let it go. Just like every dance. Everything is cool until they get a hand on it, and then it's like, all right, it's not us anymore. We'll let that go. That's how things are. And I mean,
all right,
call me what they want.
I didn't want to. I mean, what? Who the hell am I kidding? I knew that this was you. You were going to have to explain it your way. So I'm not even mad at it. But so I'm gonna give you a chance to redeem yourself. Because
I don't need redemption, young man. I'm all me.
Listen, because after our last show, some of my listeners had they felt like you were kind of caping a little bit, just based on how they know you to be in other shows, and they were just, the consensus was amongst the men. It wasn't amongst the women, but they were just saying how it just seems like you toned it down because a woman was on the panel, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with that. You can't expect every show to be rah rah. Let's argue and curse each other out and stuff like that. That's not what every show's designed to be. So I don't have a problem with that. Just so you know, but people pick and choose what they like. They pick and choose what they want to hear, and to them, the character of Michael is Mr. Rawr. I'm gonna say a whole bunch of funny stuff and I'm gonna make some good points, but I'm gonna still be on my man shit type of thing. So just so you know.
Let me say this. You heard what I just said about minorities going too far whenever they get a little power, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is to your people. Red pill people, you can do the exact same thing. Kevin Samuels gave you a platform to air your grievances, and your grievances made perfect sense. You know how you know? Because I agree with many of them, and I don't agree with nonsense. All right? But you can do the same thing going too far. If you've ever watched Kevin Samuels, he never started with anybody. He only got aggressive whenever they came with the bull. And that's I feel exactly the same way, because that's a logical state of being. If someone is coming at you with foolishness, you meet them with the foolishness. I'm not one of those turn the other cheek people. I'm turning the other cheek because I'm trying to load up on that left hook. Like, that's the only reason I'm turning the other cheek. You feel me? So if someone is bringing, if I was on the phone with a woman who was spitting foolishness, I promise you I would have railed her up. It wouldn't even have been a problem. If you've ever been on my Facebook, you see I do that on a regular basis. I have no issues with it. But if I'm speaking to a woman, the red pill is the at its essence, just like feminism. Feminism at its essence is a woman being able to do what she wants. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be man-hating. It's not supposed to be, oh, these men ain't shit. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a woman being able to do what she wants. If she wants to be a CEO, cool. If she wants to be a stay-at-home wife, cool. If she wants to be what they call a pick-me, which doesn't fucking exist. Excuse my language, sir. Pick-me's do not exist. We need to talk about that. They don't exist. Or if she wants to be a woman who hates men, she can do that. That's why I tell people I'm a feminist. I believe you should do whatever you want. You just don't get to cry about it when the other side of it hits the fan. If you want to be a CEO, cool. You don't get to cry about it when you put so many hours into being a CEO that you don't have the family life you wanted. You don't get to cry because men can't cry. That's what feminism is supposed to be. And the red pill is supposed to be you want women that say they want traditional men to be back to being traditional themselves. That's what it is. And if I'm on the phone with a woman who is not only saying, I understand why the men feel this way, and I understand their problems with the women, why would I yell at her? Why would I be upset at her? She's saying the things that I agree with. I'm not caping, and I'm definitely not capping. This is the actions of a woman that I want, request, and cry and pray for. So why would I not meet it with the respect that she would want?
Makes a lot of sense.
That's like saying, you know what I'm saying? That's like saying, oh my God, my woman don't come home and cook. And then she comes home and cook and I go, I ain't asked for no eggs. Like, shut up, eat the eggs, and then try to get her to make something else. Common sense.
All right.
But I digress. Continue, sir.
All right. So now it's time to get it. So there it goes. He said his piece, everything like that. So now it's time to put you on the hot seat. All right. I'm going to fire off some questions for you, and don't spend too long on them. I mean, if it needs a longer answer, then fine. But let's go.
You're the moderator. When you say I'm good, I'll stop.
Let's go. What's your definition of a simp?
A simp is a person that does things outside of their nature to keep someone.
What's your definition?
If it's not who you are, to keep someone.
What's your definition of a beta male?
A beta male. Okay, here's the thing. I don't automatically subscribe to alphas and betas. I think men who consider themselves alphas have beta tendencies too sometimes. But for the terms of what we're discussing, I think a beta male is a person that has made simping their life. They've made it a point to, I'm just going to do whatever you want because I want you more than I want happiness. That's a beta male to me. Oh, she wants a man that does this. Okay, I'm doing that even if it's against how I feel. See, that's the difference between being a beta male and being what they call a pick-me. She's doing that because she wants the man, but it's also part of her nature. If he's just doing what she wants, but it's not who he is, that's what makes you a beta male. Because as a man, you're supposed to lead. That is what men are. Man leads. Woman is supposed to solidify your lead. You're leading, walking forward. You're walking directly in that straight line. Okay? That's your job. Your job is we're going forward. Her job is to cover the side, back, left, back, that whole 359 other degrees that you're not looking at because you're head forward. That's her job is to support that.
All right.
That's what a woman does. That's why women have they say they have the natural just, oh, no, I'm over here because they can see the BS that we can't see.
All right. Your answer leads into my next question.
Go ahead.
When should a woman lead?
There is no. This is what annoys me. It's not about a woman leading. A man's job is to lead. Now, if a woman is better at whatever the thing is, then it's his job to take the information she gives him and to lead with that. He's still leading. Even if I'm with a woman who does taxes, okay, that's her job. And it's time to do taxes. I'm not going to say, well, I do taxes, so I'm the man, so I got to do the taxes. No, baby, handle that. Because guess what? Her handling that was my decision.
So let me get this straight because I don't want to put words in your mouth. So at no point should a woman lead.
Leading. I ain't got no problems. I got no problems. Leading is the job. And I'm going to take it back. I'm not going to say I've been saying man. I take that back. Leading is the job of a husband. I take it back. I said man this whole time. Everyone that heard me, I take it back. I'm talking about husband. Because when I tell women they're supposed to be submissive to their husband, not your man, you're submissive to your husband. If they're smart, they'll be submissive to the man that they want to be their husband. Okay? But I don't think a woman should be out here submissive to every man they meet. That's stupid. You should be submissive to your husband. And a husband's job is to lead. That's biological.
That's a good. I mean, you couldn't answer that any better way. I think because I need to get in here because I think the problem is you've hit it right on the nail. I can't even. There's nothing else for me to elaborate on. I just want to say that a lot of women, they get into the whole. I think their point of contention comes with being led because they think that they have no intentions of marrying these men. So I feel like they're saying, hey, why the hell am I going to follow a guy who I have no intentions of being my head, which is my husband? So you're absolutely right. I don't think any woman should be led by any man that she's not married to, because
that's my. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
No, I mean, I didn't expect that answer from you, but you're spot ass on, because I think, and it almost goes back. It almost goes back to the last thing that Mia said on her show. She said that she puts a lot of blame on the church, because the church has allowed, and I'm not going to go into it, but the church has allowed a lot of this. That they've taken the leader role from the husband and just put it on the man. So God, that was perfect what you said. A lot of these women they don't want to be led because they have no intentions of being a wife.
And that's my problem with women today. That's my problem. Women love to say men ain't this and men ain't that. And I'm like, no, boo-boo, the man you choose to give your panani to ain't shit. That's the problem. You're giving yourself, your body, your soul, your spirit, your whatever to a dude you know you wouldn't hubby. And then you get mad when he acts like not husband. What is that? Makes no sense. That makes absolutely no. If I go meet a girl and she's giving me the traits of a thought, and I know she's a thought, and she smashes me like a thought, and she does thought-like activities, and then I can't get mad at her when she doesn't cook right. I can't get mad at her when she can't teach my kid to read. It's almost like you saw my questions ahead of time, which I know you didn't. But so I didn't hear you say this, but a loyal listener to the show sent me this question when I let him know that you were going to be on. So he says, on the last show, Michael said he didn't believe in preferences, or he doesn't judge at first sight. I don't remember you saying that, but he's saying that you did. So now his question is, why are you lying? And judging that first sight can help. And here's the example that he gives. Should I wife a female with bright colored hair, over tatted, and eating hot sauce? That is hilarious.
So did you say that?
I did say I don't believe in preferences. I do not believe in preferences. I think preferences are stupid for one reason, because no whole group has the same characteristic. No whole group does. If I could go, I only like white women, which I don't, because I ain't trying to have that argument. I only like white women. But guess what? There's white women out there that act like black women, or try to. So me saying I like white women, that's not going to lead me anywhere. And if I only choose white women, I'm still going to have the same issues. Like, it doesn't make sense. I choose the person. My preference is, the only preference I have is non-moronic. That's it. My preference is non-moronic. It just so happens that because of how I was raised, I look at black women first. I can't help that. I was raised around black women. I was at Westwood Heights looking at, I'm not going to say any names, but one of our friends will tell you, like, I used to stare at her like, yo, that's it right there. There's another girl in high school, black girl, automatic. That's her right there. It's not a preference. That's what my eyes go to. But I don't, when people say preferences nowadays, they go like this. Oh, damn, man, look at them girls. They fine. But I don't mess with black girls. I'll mess with that white girl. That doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense to me, because I know for a fact that even though I think black women are gorgeous, I know Topanga was fine. You can't tell me Topanga wasn't bad.
No, she was.
She was bad, bro. Especially when she got that haircut episode. Don't play with me. But I'm saying, so you gonna tell me I got a preference? I don't mess with white girls, so I'm gonna look at Topanga and go, she's not fine. That don't make no sense. And just because I think Topanga looked good, don't mean I didn't think Myra was fine too, because Myra was bad. So I don't believe in preferences. I think preferences are stupid. Now back to what Homeboy was saying.
So hold on. So
go ahead.
So when you say preferences, you're more so saying like, I'm not gonna. Okay, let's just put it on me. So for me, everybody knows my stance. I'm not big on interracial dating. I mean, it is what it is. So my preference is always I want the black girl. That's my preference. I'm not gonna, even if I can see, because I'm not blind, there's some beautiful white women. But I'm not gonna choose her over a black girl. I mean, that's my preference.
That's not your preference, that's your choice. Your choice is to choose black women. That's not your preference. See, that's why I tell people, look at the dictionary definitions of words. People like to use words and not know what they mean. Just like racism. They say racism means this, and it doesn't. Racism, like to whenever.
Hold on. No. Don't go anywhere else. Come back.
Right, I'll stay here.
Yeah, come right back where we are.
That's your choice.
I prefer black shoes over white shoes. That doesn't mean that I don't. That doesn't mean that I don't like white shoes. I just prefer the black one.
Have you owned white shoes?
Yes.
Have you owned many white shoes?
A handful.
A handful. So you've given white shoes a chance.
Yeah.
People who say I have a preference, they haven't. The majority of people who say that, oh, I prefer this, they've never touched white shoes. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The majority of people in my life who have said, I know white guys who go, oh, I just prefer blondes and blue eyes. They've never dated a black woman in their life. They've never come across. They've just looked at them and go, oh no, I saw Love and Hip Hop. They're all ratchet. I'm scared. Or the men who go, I would never. These are men who have never pulled a black woman, but they see TV and go, man, these black women got attitudes. I'm gonna stick with the white. That's preference. That's bullshit. You're making a choice. You've seen the other side. You've walked over there. You've played around in the white shoes, and you were like, bro, these shoes is cool, but I'm gonna go back to them black shoes because they fit my fit better. That's a choice. You're making a choice.
Or just prefer them better. I mean, I think you're getting caught up in semantics here, man.
My favorite comic of all time is George Carlin. The man believes in words. Words have meanings. I choose words by the meanings. Just like when you and I used to have the argument about fine versus sexy. I think fine is the face.
We're gonna get there.
Oh, I didn't even know that was going to be part of the conversation. But go ahead.
We're going to get there. I just think I get what you're saying, but I just think my just because I prefer, okay, so it's like I go to Wawa for breakfast every morning.
Okay.
I get a sausage burrito. I prefer the sausage burrito, but if they don't have one, I'll get a quesadilla.
That's my point.
That's my
You tried something else. That's my point. Preference means I went to the other side. I tried it, and now you're making the choice of what you want. Cool. You can say your preference. When the majority of people say preference, they're saying, I don't even want to go over there. That's my problem. My problem is people, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, I'm not going to make that decision because of what I heard. That's like, you remember when you were in school and you go, oh man, I'm gonna go talk to that girl. To be like, nah, don't mess with her. She a thought. They didn't say thought. They said the H word when we were little, but I'm gonna say thought. And then the dude be like, oh man, I can't mess with her. She a thought. You don't even know shorty. So you gonna let other people make a decision for you? That's what people do.
That's a choice.
And they say it's their preference. That's not your preference.
All right, because when I go back and listen to this, then I'm gonna pick out certain things that I'm gonna have to come back and talk to you on, because I mean, we could be here forever. And
we will.
So another question that I was asked, based on the show we just did. And
no, Paul. Sorry. You never let me get on Homeboy.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
He's trying to make a false equivalency. Okay, a woman walking around with hot Cheetos and orange hair and whatever. That's not black. That's ratchet. Okay, he can choose to not mess with ratchet people, but that's not black women. That's women. There are women who walk around with orange hair and instead of the old little Tupac nose ring, they got the one that's in the ear, but it's in the earlobe. And I don't have no problems with that. But if he sees those things, those attributes as bad, that's not a black woman thing. That's a ratchet thing. That's actions they've chosen. That's not a race. You can't tell me that all black women do that. You and I know black women that look at that as foolishness. So he can't tell me it's a preference. You're not preferring a race over another race. You're preferring to stay away from foolishness. That's different. That's not a preference. A preference, we're talking about, I prefer black women over white women. No, you prefer to stay away from foolishness. Because I guarantee you, if a white girl came in here eating hot Cheetos and having a thing in her hair and smacking her weave on, he would look at her the same way and be like, I'm not attracted. That's not a black woman thing.
Okay, I agree. I mean, I agree with that. So let me.
Of course, you agree. I tell the truth.
Yeah, not. Yeah, you tell your truth. So let's move on.
And my truth is the truth.
Because I want to get into the nitty gritty. I got another question for you. So and listen to what I'm saying, because again, this is somebody who listened to our last show and he listened to it intently. So he told me to ask you this question. He says, what causes more damage to the black family? Listen to the options: slavery or single independent black women like Mia.
Wow. First of all, if he would have had a better question if he didn't add Mia, because Mia is a wonderful human being. And though I'm not putting out whether she's single or not. That's none of my business. But I've heard her be a mom, and I've seen her make decisions, and I've heard her word choice and decision making in raising those kids, and it's pretty freaking good. So we'll take Mia out of it, because I think she's a good mother, and I judge women on being a good mother. Like, I judge them harshly because mothers are like the number one teachers. They're like,
all right, let's take her out then.
So we're gonna take her out.
So slavery or single independent black women.
All right. Slavery made single independent black women. They're not. You know how we say things are not mutually exclusive?
Mm-hmm.
This is not that. The reason they were created, the reason you can trace it directly back to slavery, directly back to, oh, you're not in charge of who you are. To Reconstruction, when they were locking men up and they were putting men in jail and they had all those stupid rules where they were locking men out because basically they weren't slaves and they couldn't do anything. So black men, you can't be out after dark, go to jail. And when they locked up a large amount of men, and then after that, they sent them into war. And when they came back home, they told the black women, if you want to have all this money that we have in the government for you, you can't let that man in your house. So then she had to choose whether it was him or the money. And a lot of them chose the money.
So pause right there. Pause right there. Pause right there. So you said the woman, after the men were locked up or whatever, they had to make a choice, take the money or let the guy stay in the house. So couldn't they foot some of the blame for choosing the money over the man?
My G, did you not hear when I said white supremacy is the problem with our why the black man and black woman are separated? I said slavery and white supremacy. Of course they take the blame. But I can't sit here and act like men don't as well. Because I made the comment about Winnie Mandela, how she was running shit in the house. And then as soon as he got out, they couldn't stay together anymore. They were married for all those years while he was locked up. As soon as he come home, man, I can't deal with him no more. He got to go. Women got used to being in charge. They should have never gotten used to that. That's the problem. It should have never been a time where they had to get used to that. That's our fault as men. We should have. Let me get this one little thing out. I have an ex, and that's the mother of my child. I'm trying not to talk about her a lot because she'll probably be mad. But there has never been a time in my life or in her life where she thought I wouldn't be there for my kid. Never. And I was there for the kid that she has that's not mine. Even after I moved out and moved on with my life, I was still watching her other kid because I am a man. The problem is a lot of these people walking around saying they're men are boys. And they're trying to portray themselves as men. You don't do that. Now, there's a lot of things that, so we as men, we can look at and be like, I'm different. Some guys will go, if I raised a kid for 12 years and I find out it's not my kid, I'm not sticking around. I have to respect that. It will be a little more difficult for me, especially if the relationship was good between me and the mother. Because it's hard for me to look at someone who sees me as daddy and then just kick them out, go get the hell out of my house. Like, I couldn't do that, but I can understand and respect why a man would. But I can never I could never just leave my child. Some men made that choice. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of them made that choice because the mother made it almost impossible. They felt like I can't, this chick, every day it's this, she keyed my car, she did that. That's when I blame women too. Because as a woman, I don't care if you hate this man. Having a father in the life of your child is more important than you not being frustrated at a guy who's not your man anymore. That's why I blame everybody. But don't get me wrong, the way things are going today, the reason why I give women the grief is because women used to be better. That's my problem with women. Men have always had what men are, and women have always been the better gender. When I was growing up, men knew that. Grown men would be like, hey, that's why that stupid idiom, happy wife, happy life, that's why it existed, because women were better people than men were. Today, women want to be men. Women want to, why can he smash everybody and I can't? You can't. There are double standards in life. They exist for a reason. I can't walk. There's a thing called sundown counties I can't be in after dark. Is it fair? No. Does that mean they're not going to tell me what I can do and get hung? No. Same thing with little girls. My little girl should be able to wear whatever she wants. You could say that, but there's pedophiles out there. My baby going to wear pants. You could say, my baby should be able to wear a coochie cut. No, don't. That's stupid. Just like telling a man, because you get on my nerves and because you couldn't stay faithful, you can't see your baby. That's fucking dumb. Because the only thing, number one of making the best humans is a family together. Number two is the father and mother instill in their life. That is a statistic. That's not just Michael talking. That is a statistic. Divorced parents who still co-parent is the best outcome you can have for a child when their parents aren't together. It's the best. A single mom, I don't need him. Single independent woman, horrible. Every bad statistic in the country, the ones that go to jail more, single parent mothers. The women that never get married, single parent mothers. Every bad statistic of black people are from single family homes. Now, is it because there are more single family homes? Maybe. But there are family homes that aren't single. They're together, they're married, and they're producing better people. I don't know. Maybe go that way. And if you can't, choose the better of the evils. The better of the evils is, I don't like you anymore, sir, but my child needs you because my child needs to see what a man is. My child. Have you ever watched Divorce Court?
Yeah, every now and then.
Okay. Do you ever hear whenever a woman says, yeah, I'm not taking his foolishness no more because I didn't have my father. You hear that all the time. And that says something. It says something. All the people who are in the dregs of society, who are the women who have the worst things to say about men, the women who have the worst choices in picking men, the women who have the worst lives. I'm so sick of him. Tyrone hit me 3 times. Matter of fact, I posted something today. Did you see how there's a thing on TikTok where women go around and they say their wretchedness? They be like, yeah, my baby daddy gave me 3 STDs and I still took him back. Yay! And then they all clap. I guarantee you 90-something% of them don't have their dads. I guarantee you.
Are white women doing that?
I've seen one white woman do that.
Are Asian women doing that?
I've never seen an Asian woman do it. And that's why I give black women the shit.
Are Latin women doing that?
Very few. Very few.
So
that's why I give black women the grief.
Fuck are black women walking around doing stupidness like that?
Because the independent black women and the women that have come from the toxicity of slavery, because I'm telling you, and the toxicity of white supremacy, they have become professional victims. And no matter what, it's someone else's fault. They are allergic to accountability. So even in when they're trying to say, hey, look at this foolishness of my life, they're still like, hey, I'm going to put it out for the world to see so they can see my wretchedness, because that's what they think life is. They think life is to be fucked up. They think toxic is normal. Think about that. To live your life thinking toxic is normal. To wake up having broken out a man's windshields and know he's going to come back. And know you're going to be shacked up with him again. That's both of them. That's the man too. They think that's normal. That's not life. You know how many times I've had my windshield broken? Not a damn time. Ever. You know how many times my car's been keyed? Never. because
I had
I
it
don't
once.
choose the woman that's eating the hot Cheetos with the orange hair, because that's a ratchet. I don't choose ratchets. I wouldn't bring a ratchet to meet my mother. Are you out of your mind? My mother would slap me because I learned you choose quality. You don't choose. And this is, and women, if to the women that's hearing me, please hear me. A lot of you like to get mad and say, well, hoes are winning. They get their BBLs and they get this and they dress like scoochies and they getting all the men. No, boo-boo, they're not. If you look at the majority of regular thoughts and regular BBL heifers, they don't have rings on. There's a reason. Men go see the thoughts. It's like the circus. You go see the thoughts. Oh my God, the thoughts are out here. I might smash a thought. Yay! You don't bring the thoughts home. Thoughts don't move in. Thoughts don't get rings. Think about it. The only ones that might get a ring are the top crust. And the top crust is all. That's why a bell curves exist, because there'll always be a sliver. There'll always be a rich simp who will want to pay for a woman who got the fatty, like Delicious, who married that guy. Or there'll always be those. But or the Kardashians. But the majority of these thoughts, the majority of these Instagram chicks, the majority of these chicks in porno, the majority of these chicks who go on to get their bodies done, the majority of them are just going to be lonely thoughts. That's what they're going to be. They're going to be used by men who can do better, but who realize I can get a little smash. Because women think men are like them. We're not. You could be a 10 female and you can ignore an 8 man. Like, ugh, I don't deal with this pettiness. A man who's a 10 will smash a 3 tomorrow, but he'll never be outside with her.
All right. I kind of blame myself for that one, because I asked for Michael to beat Michael, and Michael just gave me the most Michael answer ever.
Was I wrong?
No,
was I wrong?
No, not at all.
Okay.
So I like legit don't have any time left though, but so I can't even get into the rest of this. But I do want to ask you a question. This is the part that I thought was going to be wild, but I mean, what you just gave me, you know, I'm going to clip it. So all right. So something set you off one time. And we gotta jump through this, because I do want to go back and forth with you, even though you totally the bad guy today. I was the bad guy last show, but so I'll kind of lay out a little bit. But something set you off and I think you sent it to me, or I sent it to you. I can't really remember, but it was a woman basically saying how much it was going to cost a man to be with her. So So I'm not even going to focus on that too much. But so I was sent a question, and the question was, should prostitution be illegal? And his reasoning for that is, if I'm paying $200 on a date and I'm not sure we're smashing, I might as well just pay a prostitute. So I think that's a little extreme, but here's the deal. I saw a video the other day, and I wish I would have sent it to you, where a young lady, and again, I think all these videos are fake, but they lead to bigger teaching moments, where a young lady was in the car with a guy. She looked pretty good. I'd probably say she was about a 7. But he wanted to go out on a date with her, and she was saying, well, you're going to have to pay my $1,800 rent. And he was like, ma'am, I don't even know your name yet. Like, we haven't even gone out on a date yet. She was like, yeah, but I'm so good. You're going to want to get to know me. So just go ahead and pay the rent. And he's trying to tell her, like, why am I going to pay you all this money? Why am I going to pay your rent, first of all? And we haven't been on one date. And he asked her one question. He was like, well, what's your 5-year plan? I'm fine. I'm sexy. You get all of this. And it goes back to what Mia was saying, how she was saying how, you know, she's built herself up from the ground up. She's done this. And then I asked her a simple question. I was like, so what about the women that haven't accomplished shit, and they're just riding off of how their looks are? So this is a Man Talk show. This is going to be released on Man Talk Monday. So have at it. I mean, don't go too long, but just have at it. And I'm going to interject every now and then. What is your feelings on women that think that their bodies are enough and that men should be willing to pay to spend a bag just to be in their presence?
I think they are the greatest thing ever to be made on the planet because they are the lesson of life. They are the best lesson you can ever learn because any man that accepts them is automatically a simp in my eyes. Because I saw that video you're talking about. They were in a nice little car too. It was a nice little, like a Lambo or something.
Yeah.
Any man that accepts that, who is being shown up front that you are nothing but a wallet, and you accept that, you deserve everything you get. I tell people all the time, I don't want to hear women cry about a man who treated them like trash because every woman in this world learned what a dog moves like in middle school. Every woman. We went to this, you and I went to the me, you and me went to the same middle school. We knew dudes in middle school who were hoes. We knew it. They knew it. Women told other women, hey man, stay away from so-and-so. He a straight hoe. Did those guys ever have problems getting women? No, sir. Because women and men, I'm not gonna leave men out, but women specifically love pretty shiny things and they jump into it. And if a man, being a man, does the exact same thing, I give them the same grief. For the women that fell for the hoes, fell for the F boys, I tell them I don't want to hear your tears. They're nothing to me. I'll save them and make iced tea. They do nothing to my heart. Same thing I tell the dude. If a woman plays you and takes all your money and now she's gone and she got the BBL and she got a stack and she got a nest egg and you left with nothing but credit card bills, I laugh at you, sir.
So
I laugh at you.
Let me interject here. A couple of weeks ago, I did a show with Zay, and we were talking about this same thing, and he said he blames the man. He puts that blame on the man for making them that way. Because he was saying, like, if we valued ourselves enough, we wouldn't big their heads up so much to make them think that that's all they have to give us is sex, and we'll just spend the bag on them. So okay, so and I agree with that. So what do you think about the question though? Should prostitution be legal? Because here's something that I came up with, and I don't care who gets mad at this. Today's women like to call themselves bad bitches. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a boss bitch. I'm this and
they're
this.
Not.
But no, hear me out though. So they say they're a bad bitch, and then you ask them what makes you a bad bitch. Oh, because I look good. If a man gets with me, he's gonna have to give me a bag or this and that. I saw this firsthand. I was getting my breakfast one morning, and a girl. I mean, she looks fairly. Again, she was probably about a 6. And this fat dude, he led with it, which is weird because back in the day when I tried to talk to a girl, I would never lead with my wallet. He led with, I got money. He instantly made her into a business transaction. So to go back to what I was saying, all these women nowadays are talking about, oh, I'm a bad bitch. Has the term bad bitch, and hear me out, and we got like 6 minutes left. Has the term bad bitch just replaced high class hooker?
It hasn't. High class hookers would never call themselves a bad bitch because a high class hooker is smart. A high class hooker knows her worth. That's why she doesn't take $200 for the back of a car. High class hooker is in a rich hotel. She knows her worth. Bad bitches do not know their worth. Bad bitches take what they can get. Bad bitches take what. That's why the chubby individual you were talking about, he's gonna smash shorty because she'll take what she can get and then go celebrate that she got a bag. You see what I'm saying? High class hooker knows her worth. That's why I think prostitution should be legal, but not for the reasons they say. I think prostitution should be legal because women are adults.
So why do we criticize the prostitute though? Why do we criticize the prostitute for basically doing what modern women are doing now?
I do not criticize prostitutes. I'm just not going to marry you. Just like I say in porn, you are allowed. Remember what I said about feminism? You're allowed to do what you want, but there are consequences that come with it. If you're a prostitute, you're a businesswoman. I respect your acumen. Cool. But when it comes down to, damn, I want to have babies and I want to be in love, you're used goods now. You're used goods now. And I know women are out there like, what about the man that don't blame us for you not liking your body count because you like men that are hoes. That's not our fault. That's a woman's fault. Women, if any woman would say, you know what, I want to teach a guy how to please me. I'm going to date this virgin guy because he has everything I like, but he doesn't know how to have sex. I'm going to take him and train him and teach him how to make love to me. They would have better lives, but they'll never do it because no woman wants to teach a man anything. Women want men to be ready-made products. Men, on the other hand, are willing to train a woman in anything. I'll train her to suck this. I'll train her to do this. I'll train her to clean for me. I'll train for that. That's why we get the better benefits. You guys don't because you made your choice.
Let's do this because I wanted to because now we're getting into the nitty gritty and my time's running down. I wanted to there's still more stuff I want to get into, but I want to stay right on this. So I'm gonna can you come back for another segment?
But we can do 4-5 seconds. I ain't doing nothing.
All right. I'm going to end this right now, and then we're going to come back with another segment. So Straight Talk Society is now it's starting to heat up. I'll be right back after these short words. I'll be back with part 2 of my conversation with Michael. Peace.
If you can't get enough of Straight Talk with Trevor, be sure to like our Facebook page. You'll get page-only exclusives like links to early shows and behind-the-scenes video footage. You can also participate in polls that might shape future shows. The best thing about our Facebook page is that's where you can get in direct contact with Trevor. You can also leave show topics, reviews, or even request to be a guest on the show. Again, like us on Facebook, and thank you for your continued support.
And we're back. So last segment, you mentioned something, and that's why I wanted to come back and do it because I wanted to give it enough time. I didn't want to rush through this. You mentioned body count, so let's talk about this because there's always been a double standard with men and women. A man could fuck 1,000 women and his boys will just look at him and tell him he's cool. But the minute a woman has sex with more men than she has fingers, then she's a hoe, she's a slut, she's a everything. And you said it earlier that now these women nowadays are basically acting like men now. So they're having sex with whoever they want. They're having sex with as many people as they want. So what do you think about the whole body count thing?
Bro, body counts matter to men. They matter to men. Number one, you don't want to believe, just as a man, you don't want to believe that this person you're pledging your life to had such bad man relationship sex choices that they were tricked by so ever many men to sleep with them. Okay? Because let's be clear. We said earlier that the reason a lot of women get upset is because they don't want to follow the man they know isn't follow worthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they still sleep with them. I don't want to be with a woman that smashed a whole bunch of guys that she knew wasn't husband worthy just because what? She needed a nut? Get a rose. I don't want to believe that. No, I'm saying as a man, people talk about the male ego. We have one. Listen, let's be clear. Women do too, but our ego is fire. And we don't want to believe that the woman we're giving our life to, we're giving all our resources to, we're giving everything that we fought, slaved, and tried to build to was stupid. That's why I told you the only thing I choose, my only preference is non-moronic. I don't want a moron because I don't want to pass those moron genes to my kid.
You're right about that though, because you talk about our ego. Because women, I often tell women, and since I've been doing the show, I've been having a lot of conversations with different women, and I always try to tell them, I'm like, women cheat with emotion. And men, we're, in some cases we're stupid and we just cheat just because it's a nut basically, or, whatever the case is. And the worst thing a man wants to do is have it in his mind that somebody else banged his woman better than him, which is why we could have, and I know it's going to sound hypocritical because I can hear all you women now saying, oh my God, that's so fucking hypocritical. Yes, it is. But it's just what it is. Now you get to hear men speak, and now you get to hear what we think sometimes. It's different for a man to have sex with all these women, but the thought of a woman having sex with and I don't even know what's a realistic number. I mean, we're in our 40s, so what, five, 6 men for a woman? Well, is good, I guess. God, that's low. But but we don't want to thought, because it's like, because when we're doing our thing, we're like, damn, she's been with 10, 20 dudes. Like, how do I match up? Like, what is she thinking? Or, you know, and for men, it's just more so like, yeah, on to the next one. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you bought it hard on that one.
I hope I don't get
But I'm gonna say,
let
me see if I can. I think I knew where you were going. There, women. I don't understand how they don't understand it, because women are smart. I believe women are smarter than men until men hit their 40s. No, I take it back. I think they do understand it. They just don't want to. And now I have a dog. They don't want to understand it. They want to be thoughts because it's fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's fine. The dog's not bothering me, so you don't have to try.
Okay.
You don't have to try to do that cadence. I hear you trying to do.
I'm trying to be respectful. So they want to be. They want to do things because they think it's fun being a man. That's all it is. The double standard is they think it's fun on the other side. Their problem is they don't understand that they have the power on their side. They love to say coochie rule the world. It doesn't. What rules the world is men's want of sex. And they don't know how to. Women, the women above us, the women that were like our seniors, they knew how to milk it. They knew how to play it. I tell women all the time, and I'm sorry, this might be a little off. I tell women all the time, my mother was the first person to ever run emotional game on me to make me better. And it made me see what I needed in a wife. Like when I was young and I went to school, Florida State or whatever, and I used to come back, she used to, and I would have like a job or whatever. When I had a job, I would wake up, breakfast would be ready, it'd be hot, it'd be at the perfect time when I walked out the bathroom, I would eat, she would have nice words for me, she would say a prayer over me, she'd be like, okay, you go out there and have a great one. I'd go outside like, oh man, I'm about to tear this job up. They don't even understand. And when I wasn't working or I wasn't doing what she liked, I would wake up and she'd still be in bed. I come outside like, hey, did you make any breakfast? And she'd be like, I'm tired. And she just roll over. Cereal's on top of the fridge. And I realized, like, it was osmotic. It was just like, oh my goodness, she's disappointed in me. I got to do better. And then I would do better and get a job. And then guess what? Scrambled eggs is back on the table. Egg and rice. She was like, that's how you manipulate a man in the right way. People hear manipulation, they think it's a bad thing. No, it's just moving a person in the direction you want them to be. And that's the power of a good woman. And they lost that. Instead of having that power, instead of having the power to make a man do a good man that can be a good provider and be the things that you want, do what you want, they want to be out here and have a high body count. And here's the funny part. Not one woman who has a high body count likes it. Not one. Every single one of them says, man, I wish I ain't fuck all these stupid ass dudes. Every one of them. Bro, look at me. What is my hashtag on Facebook? Women just be talking, right?
So, but wait a minute. Okay, because I was about to say, so you're saying that they're lying because if you let them tell it, some of them will be like, oh, I'm free, I'm in my sexual peak, and all that bullshit.
That's what they say when people are looking. I'm talking about what they say when they by themselves. No woman wants 400 dudes beating it up. Even the ones that get paid for it. Even the ones that have them little old pornos. I saw 400 guys in a day. None of them were happy afterward. They played for the camera. Yay, thumbs up. Afterward, they were in the hospital like, oh my God, my walls are this. The female body isn't made for that. You're not. You want connections. A woman can act like and say, man, I want to be sexually free. She's lying. She's just horny. Okay? If that same woman who wanted to be sexually free found one guy that she liked, that had all the things that she liked in a man, she would just fuck him. Tell me I'm lying.
But you know what they'll say? They'll say that they'll say that they're at their, as they get older, their sexual peak is higher, and one man can't satisfy them. This is just the things that they say.
They can say what they want.
They'll make
That's
up every
women be talking.
Yeah, they'll make up every excuse in the world just to be out there.
Yes, dude. Have you ever seen there's a guy, I'm gonna send you his link on Facebook. There's a guy who goes around and does interviews for women, and he loves to say, "Hey, what do you rate yourself?" And of course, every woman says they're a 10, even though they're freaking not. Every woman's a 10. And then he goes, "Oh, so you can't be better? You can't better yourself?" And they go, "No, what do you mean? I can be better." And he's like, "But you just said you're a 10. Oh, all I said was I was a 10. That doesn't mean I'm perfect." Heifer, that's literally what it means. The phrase is perfect 10. That's what it means. But guess what? Women just be talking. So as a man who has sense, you have to realize women just be talking. So most of the stuff they say, I don't be listening to that foolishness. And I'm not saying every single woman, because I know I'm about to hear drama. I'm not saying every single woman's an idiot. They're not. I'm saying the majority of these young idiots look at me. I'm independent. I don't need no. I'm gonna smash everybody because he did it, and I bashed his windows out because they just be talking. The same woman. You heard about the woman who tried to kill her boyfriend because he was cheating on her? She ended up hitting another guy.
No.
Oh, it just came out. When I find a video, I'll send it to you.
Oh, is that the one in front of the grocery store or something?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that. So
she's one of them too. Oh, I don't need no man. I don't care about that. If you didn't care about that, why were you mad when he was cheating? Because he slept with your sister? So what? Guess what? He slept with your sister. Hey man, you and my sister can go to hell. I'm out. That's what you do. I've never been cheated on, but I guarantee, and I've never cheated. I'm not a cheater type dude. I'll cut you off and leave. But if I ever get cheated on, I guarantee you I'm not gonna be angry. I'm not gonna be angry in front of you, especially. I'm gonna walk in and be like, "Oh wow, this is what we doing? Cool."
Hey, I'm gonna turn it back on you.
Gather your things.
I'm gonna turn it back on you. Michael just be talking. If you get cheated on, you got him right. You gonna be upset. You ain't pulling that. You ain't pulling that shit with me.
Sir, I can tell you this, sir. The closest I've come to being cheated on is and it's the only woman I've ever been in love with. Oh man, I hope she doesn't hear this story, but she can tell you. She came in. I saw that she went to dinner. They didn't do anything, and I got proof that they didn't. But she went to dinner with him and his father because he was trying to get back with her, and they had a kid together, and we were really young. We were in our early 20s. And when I found out about it, she'll tell you, I didn't yell at her. I didn't get mad. I stood up. I gathered her things. I put them in garbage bags, and I put them outside, and I said, "You have to leave." And she went out the door, and she sat down because I would not put her child out. Her child was still young. Her child was like 9 months old at the time. And I loved her daughter. Remember I told you I can't just get rid of kids like that? Loved her daughter. So I kept her daughter in the house with me because I'm not putting the kid out at 3 a.m. And she sat out there for an hour. And then I opened the door. I said, "Here, stay on the couch. And in the morning, you got to go." And she came in. She slept on the couch. I slept with the kid. And then when we woke up, I changed the baby diaper, gave her a shower. And then they both left. Bro, so if you cheat on me.
You really believe you've never been cheated on?
See, and this is another thing. People love to, bro, I don't give people reasons to cheat on me. No, I've never cheated on a woman, and I don't treat women badly. Every woman that has ever called me her boyfriend, when she left me, she was a better person. The woman I'm telling you about right now, the only woman I've ever been in love with, she'll tell you when she left me, she had more money, she had better credit, she got ambition. She'll tell you that. Even my ex.
So wait a minute, because you just said when she left you, she had more money, better credit, more ambition. Right. Put that in reverse. A lot of women, once they leave a man better off than how they found him, but the men still cheat. So I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Why aren't they allowed to be promiscuous versus us?
All right. Now, those are two different things. When a woman is with me, she's better because I, as a man, feel like it's my job to teach the woman I'm with. If I'm with you and I know something, you're supposed to know it too. If I'm with you and I like my last one, she was like, "I don't know anything about stocks." When we broke up, she had during the big rise on Dogecoin, she had mad Dogecoin and she made hella money off of it. Everyone that was on my Facebook knows I was making hella money off that. And they know they were too if they listen to me. Because if you're with me, it's my job to make you a better woman. Remember what I told you earlier? Men have no problems training the woman they're with. Women don't like it the other way around. Now, if you choose a man that cheats on you, okay? I'm not saying cheating is your fault. I'm saying you know what a dog looks like. It's different if you choose a guy, you guys have connections, and then he cheats on you in the end. That's not what I'm talking about. If you choose a person who has dog, you remember how your boy said, the girl with eating the hot Cheetos with the orange hair?
Yeah.
That's thought-like qualities. So if you choose the dude that has nothing but female friends, but ain't none of them ever been his girlfriend, but they all his friends, never did anything, but he always with them. They always on his phone every time of night. They don't trip when y'all be together, but when you gone, they be kiki and they never really want to be cool with you. You know what that means. I know what that means. You know what that means. You and I have never dated a man in our life. We know what that means. You can't tell me a woman don't. Women were taught in middle school what dogs are. You know what dog qualities are. You've seen it. Your homegirls are like, girl, he a hoe. You better leave him alone. And you know what that does to some women? It excites them. I'm going to make him love. My coochie so good, he going to fall for this. That's what they do. That's right. Who I blame. I don't blame a woman who was trying to be, who saw something, a guy trying. That's a totally different thing. If you put your all in and you're trying and it doesn't work out, that's life. People fall in and out of love. Some people cheat. I'm just not a cheater. But I know why some people cheat, because some guys are like, she's not giving me enough at home, or we had a fight about something and I ran out. Those are children. Those aren't men, they're children. Because if you got to fight it, you can have. I've had plenty of fights with women I was with. I didn't want to run out and go smash a new girl. I wanted to be heard. I don't want to argue. I don't want to scream. I don't want to yell in front of the kids. Those are things I just give me those things, and everything else can be worked out with a conversation. You and I are having a conversation right now. We could disagree. I'm not going to yell at you. We're having a discussion. That's how you solve problems.
So, all right. So we got 10 minutes left, and we got to get into this.
Go ahead, jump on.
So everybody, and just so the audience knows, man, this is a me and Michael's conversation every day. We're always talking about something. So why not record it? So
you're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna have to deal with all the backlash. So,
hey, I'm right here with you, bro. Throw it on me. Add me.
So a common thing in any show that I do with you, it doesn't matter what we're talking about, you always somehow get to this. In everything, I go back and listen to all the shows. I'm like, damn, he always finds a way to work this in here. Is the ranking system. So first of all, let's because me and you argue like all the time. I think more than what we should on what fine is. So 1 minute, give me what you think fine is.
I believe fine is a face. Fine is from the top, is from the chin to the end of your hair. Fine is your face. That means I could look at you, little makeup, how you wake up in the morning. That's fine. If you yawn, your breath still stink, and you got that stuff in your eyes, and you're gorgeous, that's fine. Okay? If you gotta have on, like you seen those videos where women have to they have like a magic trick where she's smiling and I look like the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah,
and now I'm Beyonce.
Yeah.
That's terrifying. That's not fine. Just because you look good with makeup, that's not fine.
Okay, so
that don't mean you ugly. That's not fine.
So to me, in order for a woman to be fine, I always break women down into 3 categories, and they had to have 2 of the 3. 3 would be better, but they had to have 2 of the 3. They had to be pretty, had to have a nice body, and has to have a great personality. Any combination of the two, I could deal with. But to me, fine is your face is is pretty, but when I say a woman is fine, I'm solely basing it off of their body structure, because me, I'm a body guy, and I have certain terms that I use for women, and my wife fits all of them. I call her a glamazon. I call her a stallion. I tell her she's thicker than racial tension in America right now. It's just,
especially in the South.
with me, it's I'm a body guy, and the face is just extra. So me and you always had these issues because you know what? I don't want to go too deep. Yeah, because hold on, because I'm trying to. I don't want to go too deep, and people be like, "Damn, all they talk about is women all day." No, they don't. But
we're heterosexual men.
But whenever it comes up, we have this banter back and forth. So go ahead.
All right, fine is the face, sexy is the body, and the personality is lovely. Those are my top levels. If it's lovely to be around you, that means your personality is amazing. That's my ratings.
So body doesn't make a woman fine to you.
Body is sexy. That makes her sexy to me.
See, we're just grading on it. We're grading on a different scale.
Doing different. Yeah, it's just different scale. That's all it is.
All right. So in most of the shows, you have your famous line. You always say that a lot of women are 3s thinking that they're 10s. Where does the ranking system come from?
Okay. I didn't make up the ranking system. People like to act like ugly people made up no, fine people made up the ranking system. People who are beautiful. People who are fine, sexy, thicker than molasses on a cold day. All those people made up the ranking system, just like who made up races. White people did, because they were on top. So they had to make a way to separate themselves they had to make a way to separate the middle whites to be closer to them, so they would hate the blacks. That's where it came from. Like, if you ever look up the Baker's Rebellion, it'll explain it to you, but we're not going to get into that. Fine people who are up here made that ranking so they can acknowledge other people on their levels. You don't, because I promise you, there's not a 2 walking around going, yeah, man, I got to make sure people know I'm a 2. No, that's not how it happened. Good looking people made up the ranking scale so they can rate themselves as well as people in their rankings, and then they could separate themselves from other people. That's why they call it the 3 steps. They say it's the 10, 9, 8, 7. That's one group. Then 6 to 3, and then the 2s and the 1s. That's how they separate it. And people say 2s and 1s always end up with each other, and they always have the best relationships because they don't have any expectations. 2s and 1s are happy being 1s. They're happy being 2s. It's like, oh, I got me somebody. That's all. I didn't think I was going to get anybody. Thank Jesus. I got somebody. Thank you, Lord. Goodness. Like, that's all. They happy. It's and it used to be that 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6s used to mingle with each other. So if a guy was a 3 and then he lucked out and won the lotto or something, that would make him look like a 6, or he would still stay. That's why you see rich people who ugly, they would still stay in that little range. They might get a top shelf 6, a 6.9. They might pull her, but they would stay in that range. And then the 7s, 8s, 9s, and 10s, they would fluctuate together. But modernism, whatever the frick happened to society with what do you call it? With pop culture and all that, it changed and it only did it to women, because a man who's a 3 is still a damn 3 today. It don't matter what time, and you know how they say if black people, anytime they go in the past, it's going to be bad for them. Same thing. If a man is a 3, it don't matter where you are in life or in history. A 3 is a 3 is a 3. That's not going to change.
So who's a 10?
Who's a to me?
Yeah. Oh, you went quiet?
Because I don't think that, to me, there's not a 10 that's alive. But
you said alive, so you think someone else was a 10 at some point.
I think Left Eye was a 10.
Wow.
Hey, you cut that bullshit out. Left Eye was gorgeous. She was crazy.
And only because she's no longer with us, I'm not even going to say anything.
Okay.
I'm not even going to say anything just because to me,
you remember my ratings, right?
In my ranking system,
lovely.
she was not
lovely.
There.
But her fineness was so off the charts. Her face was at least a 12, and the body was at least a 12. The personality, They all have to average out. They average out to a 10. I'm gonna go there. All right. Who else did I think was?
Would you date? Would you be with a woman that had a, let's say, a 2 face but a 10 body?
The personality would have to come into effect. It's a copy. It's a compilation of all 3 numbers.
And that's how I feel. See, so now, so now that we had this conversation, now I think me and you are gonna get to where we're not just back and forth like, oh, but we get it. So I could think that a woman has maybe a 4 face, but the body is a 8 and her personality is a 10. To me, that's a winner.
I'm in.
To me, that's a winner.
Oh yeah, I'm in.
Because that personality brings everything up.
I am in, bro. I'll tell people in a second, and that's another thing that makes me sad, because that used to be a woman trait. Women used to be able to look at a guy, be like, well, his face ain't all that, but he's good to me. Remember they used to say that?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't fine, but he's good to me. Women used to be the better gender, and then that guy would spend the entirety of his life trying to prove to this woman that she made the right choice. That's what love used to be like. That's what it was in the 80s. Goofy ass, chubby, goofy dude pull a 7.5, and it's like, how the hell did he get her? And he's like, I don't know how, but I'm not gonna lose her. He would do everything in his. Remember, come on, man. You remember every TV show? That was every TV show. King of Queens, the Urkel show, whatever the hell it was. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah,
get a woman that look better than you. You goofy, fat, ugly, but you're funny. You got a personality. You make her laugh. You gonna do it, and you hard working. She gonna stick with you. All you gotta do is not mess up. That's what it used to be like. That doesn't exist anymore, and that's the problem. That's the problem.
But look at this. Like, now the women, they'll tie dudes that they would consider a 2 to money. As long as he's got money, I'm okay.
But here's the problem: they tie him to money, but they're not gonna stay. See. When back in the day, when they would lock up with the guy, they would actually commit to the guy. She's committing to the wallet. So as long as he stays wealthy, she'll and I'm not even gonna say that. As long as she stays wealthy, she'll stick around for the 10 years, so she could be in there for the long divorce rate. Like Donald Trump's exes, you know how you get them out in 5 years? Because if they make 10 years, that divorce rate, the alimony go up. So it's like, I'm gonna get you out after this amount of time. They stick around for the wallet, because I guarantee you, if these thoughts is like, oh, I love him, girl, he make $100,000. If that $100,000 dropped to $40,000, she gone. So it's and he's an idiot. That's why I blame him. He's an idiot if he does that. If you're a 3 and you got $100,000, go get you a badass 7. That's how it should be. Go get you that's what it used to be back. Go get you a high 6.9, get you a bad one. Because a badass 7 will stick with you if the money dry up. But a 9 ain't staying with you, because a 9 automatically look at you and go, well, I can go get Michael B. Jordan. What I'm gonna deal with you for? I was just with you for the money. That's why you see all these the chicks who used to be with NBA players, and then they fall off and they end up with like bank managers or something like that when they get older. That's what it is. That's what it is. They was running around trying to get their athlete. They fell off the athlete. Okay, I'm gonna go get this guy who works in the white collar sector. That's what they do. He has hair plugs, but at least he can get my nails done every week. That's what they do.
You know, growing up, because Mia, she really asked us about this rating system thing, because it's all foreign to her, but it's always been around. Because I remember growing up, me and my cousins, we wouldn't give them numbers. We would rate women as cars. So, we used to do that. So we rate them as if she was like top of the line bad, then she was a Bentley on Dubs at the time. And then we'd go down. We'd go so far as to saying like a 76 Buick with 200,000 miles. I mean, just wow. Just ridiculous shit that we used to do. So the rating system has always been out, and women do it to us all the time.
Of course they do.
You know, when they're behind closed doors and talking, and I always say that it's only because now men are vocal, and now we have a platform to say what we feel. Now is really getting out there, like how we've always felt in the past, you know. So they weren't the only ones talking shit basically.
Oh, no. I'm gonna take it back. You just forgot about this. There was a thing in school where everybody rated everybody. You remember it?
Mm-hmm.
The slam books. You remember them books? Remember them books? They passed around. I don't know if your school had it. People who listening, but they had the little what they call it, the C, start with a C, composition books. And then they would write, you have to sign in. Everybody have to sign in. And then they had a bunch of questions and they all went around the school. You ever wanted to find out what rating you were? Read that book. That book will tell you everything. You'd be like, damn, nobody likes me. Nope. Nobody likes you. Nobody and yo, I'm not going to lie to you. That's how I realized my niche. Because I used to be a good guy. I used to be a sweet guy. I used to be the guy who, I was an idiot. And I'm not going to say, because there was someone in middle school who I used to I was infatuated with to this day. Still, I think about him sometimes. And it was all about that chick for me. And all right, we're not going to get into it. But when I got her, but I didn't get her like I should have got her. And and then something happened right after that. And she ended up messing with another guy she went to your high school, as a matter of fact. And it hurt my feelings so much that I was like, yo, I can't ever let this happen to me again. And I learned from those books, everybody messed with my personality. They thought my personality was fire. They thought I was the funniest dude. They thought I said, you know what? I'm going to lean into this. I'm going to be funny and an asshole. And guess what? Funny and asshole got me plenty of girls. I'm not the finest. I'm a goofy, chubby dude. But I ain't never had a problem getting a girl because I leaned into my personality. I learned women just be talking so they could be like, yo, I'll give you a better one. Women used to, when we were at Westwood, there was a bunch of girls who used to be like, okay, I don't know if I said, all right, there was a thing we're not going to talk about, but everybody does. And they used to be like, oh, we never do that. Guys would be like, oh, I'd never do that. And girls were like, I'll never do that. And I was one idiot going, I'll probably do it. Because, I'm stupid. I always tell the truth. I'm an idiot. I'm honest. And then later on, I think it was after school, like maybe 4 hours later, one of those girls came up to me and was like, hey, I'd do it with you. And I was like, you just ridiculed me in front of the whole class. Made me look like a whole clown. Yeah. That's just because, I'm popular and that's what it is. I felt like a whole sucker, bro. I'm like, and she's like, but let that go. That happened. That was in the past. Like, you know what I'm saying? We could get, whatever. We could do whatever. And I was like, what? That's what I'm telling you. I realized life has taught me lessons. It has taught me. I had another one. My next door neighbor when I was at Parkway. You probably know. She was an ugly duckling. All right, my bad. You got to stop me. I'll be going on.
Don't say her name.
No, I won't say her name. She lived next door to me. And she was an ugly duckling. She was ugly until one day she decided, I'm about to pop. And she popped, and all the dudes in the neighborhood was trying to get at her.
And I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh, God.
Man.
I know exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? They used to clown me and be like, ugh, why you hang out with her, this, that, and the third? And then one day I told her that they was talking about her, and she was like, who said it? And I was like, so-and-so. And she was like, that fool was over here yesterday trying to do something to me. And I was like, stop playing. He was talking about you yesterday. She said, give me a second. Got on her phone, made a couple texts. When I heard a knock at the door, she said, go sit in the closet. I sat in the closet. This dude came in the room and did more Keith Sweat begging than you ever heard in your life. And it took everything I could to stay in that closet and not come out and talk trash. And I just didn't want to blow her spot up. And when he left, I gave her a hug. She said, hey, she said, you was chubby and I was ugly and they ain't give us no play. Don't ever let them make you feel like you ain't worth it. And I said, you know what, mama? I got you. And I stood up on my own. I rode out from then. That's how, and see that is the more positive thing. We didn't lie to ourselves and say we're dimes. I didn't go, I'm a dime and the world gonna have to see me. We said we're gonna be the best that we can be, and we ain't taking no shit. That's what we did. And that's the difference.
Well,
we today go, I'm a dime. You're not a dime, sweetheart. You're not. I'm looking at you. You're not a dime. Stop it.
And I'm gonna end it right there on stop it.
Okay.
Hey, listen. It's always a pleasure, man.
Most definitely. I'll talk to you later today and tomorrow because I'm pretty sure you're gonna have something to say.
You are a comedian. You are a fantastic character and addition to. You know what? And I will say this. All jokes aside, you come on here and a lot of people love you just because of your bluntness, and you make people laugh. That's what you do. You've always done that. But I will say, like, when I go back and I listen to all these shows, and I'm like, man, this dude made a good ass point. I just put another clip up of our conversation from the weekend, and I'm like, man, I don't think anybody ever looks at, like, because we just see Michael and we're like, oh man, he's just a comedian. But when you listen to certain things that you're saying, I'm like, damn, but that was a good ass point, man. So I tell you, man, never stop being you. I don't think I ever have to tell you that, because I doubt you'd ever do that. But you're a tremendous addition to the show, and I meant it. Like, I wish I could do this, full time, and you, me, and Mia could just form a team and just ride out with this thing and just see how far we could go. Because I think we are dynamic with each other. We just play off of one another, and not for nothing, we're better than anything that I've heard out there. I mean, and I'm not just saying that because it's my show. I mean, I listen to a bunch of other shows, and they're not putting forth the funniness. I mean, we have a friggin' licensed therapist on the show, for crying out loud. I mean, you're not getting this anywhere else, man. So I just want to thank you for being a tremendous addition to the show, man. Because it's it was a long time coming, but we made it here, and I appreciate it. And I'm pretty sure we'll argue about something else probably tomorrow. So I mean,
later today.
Yeah, I'll be ready for it. So again, I appreciate it. Thanks for giving me the time.
Hey, thank you. Men don't get complimented enough, ladies. And I appreciate it from a brother that I respect. Thank you, bro. And if it weren't for you, there'd be nothing for me to be doing this on, right?
Yeah.
So thank you.
Yeah. Well, I'll get up with you later, man, because I'm pretty sure, like I say, I'm gonna listen back to this, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna yell at you for something.
Hey, let me say one thing. Don't go. One thing. I would like everyone to know, I am an only child, and I have ADHD. That leads me to think all the damn time. I think massively. I don't just come on here and speak. I think. That's why I always, they're like, how come you always got something to say? Because I thought about it. I think about it from many different angles. I think about it from many different vantage points. That's why I can talk about it, and I don't have to go back and be like, okay, well, maybe that was a mistake. No, I thought about it. I stand on what I say. That's why I can do that. Maybe you guys should do it too. Just a thought. You have a great one, Trev.
All right. Peace out.
Yes, indeed.
Well, Straight Talk Society. I'm not even going to say I know you were thoroughly entertained. I know a conversation like that is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, because I find myself saying this more often. Women never heard men speak, because it's only recently, in the past maybe 10 years, that men have really start jumping on these platforms where they could just, get their opinions out, and everything that a man is thinking is not in a magazine written by a woman. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. Now men have the platform. We can express our thoughts and our feelings, and that's what this platform is about. So anybody has any issues with anything we say, it's an open door policy, man. You can come on this show, shoot me a message. I'll call you up and we could talk about it. I mean, it is what it is, but the Straight Talk Society is not going anywhere. We're only getting bigger. The numbers are growing, and I mean, it's to the moon. I mean, that's where we need to take this thing, to the moon. We need to get this voice out here. And I appreciate everyone for listening. I appreciate everyone for their continual support. I'm going to be recording a ton of shows this week. I have a couple of shows. I have a really fun show coming up that I'm supposed to be recording this weekend with Venkat. So, I mean, the show that I did with him just completely reignited my love for wrestling. And so what we're going to do, we're going to go back and watch a match, one of our favorite matches that we share in common, and then we're going to review that match. And I'll let you guys know ahead of time. We're going to be reviewing, I think it was from it was from the pay-per-view WCW Wrestle War 92. It was the main event. It was the War Games, the Dangerous Alliance versus Sting Squadron. We're gonna be reviewing that show. It'll be out in a couple of weeks, but the wrestling show that we did seemed to do so good, especially on YouTube. So we'll be doing much more of those, but I thought it'll be real good just for us to pick a specific match that we loved and review it. So I got something else in the works. I want to start getting into the reviews. I have some people, hopefully they're game, watching a particular episode of The Twilight Zone. Twilight Zone is my favorite show of all time. I think it's the greatest show of all time. The original Twilight Zone, the 1950s version, 1950s, 1960s version. I think it's the greatest show of all time. I've watched it at least 3 to 4 times, the whole complete series, multiple times. So we're gonna go over one of my favorite episodes. So this show just isn't limited to. See, that's the thing. You notice I haven't talked about religion in forever. It's not that I'm not going to, but I'm just showing I'm multifaceted. My range is crazy. Like I'm not just limited to one thing. I could talk about anything. Whatever there is to talk about, I could talk about it. And this show is just open to anyone. Anyone wants to come on and get their grievance, come on, get your shit off. Just shoot me a message. I have no problem. You want to come on and argue with me? I have no problem doing that. As long as we argue respectfully, I mean, it's all good. Let's get it out, get it over the air, and, let's see if we can get some numbers off of it. So with all that being said, I'm going to get out of here. I got to eat dinner. Getting hungry. This show was, I didn't expect to be able to do this show. This was kind of one of those spur of the moment. Michael let me know, hey, I'm going to be off today. I'm like, oh crap. All right, let me get the equipment ready when I get home. So that's how that one came about. So anyway, let me get out of here. To Straight Talk Society, don't forget to like us on Facebook at Straight Talk Society. Give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm like in the low 900s at Straight Talk with Trevor on YouTube. Just hit that like and subscribe button. That's all I'm asking you to do. So with all that being said, I leave you with these words of encouragement. Always seek out the truth for yourself, because if not, you'll fall victim to other people's interpretations. And with that, I say peace.